The air was thick with the scent of fresh-cut grass and blooming jasmine as I tinkered with my old Mustang in the driveway. It was a Sunday morning in our quiet cul-de-sac, the kind of day where the world felt soft and unhurried. My wife, Amara, was in the front yard, her hands deep in the soil of her rose garden, a labor of love she'd cultivated since we bought this house 5 years ago. Her sun hat cast a shadow over her face, but I could see her smile, the kind that came from being in her element. The garden was her sanctuary, a vibrant testament to her patience and our shared dream of a home that was truly ours. I was lost in the rhythm of my wrench when the peace broke. A sharp voice cut through the morning calm. "You're ruining the aesthetic." I looked up to see Ethan, the 20-year-old son of our neighborhood's self-appointed watchdog, striding across our lawn. He wore a polo shirt and a sneer, his phone already in hand, recording. Amara stood, brushing dirt from her gloves, her smile gone. "Excuse me," she said, her voice calm but edged, the tone of a woman who'd faced down boardrooms as a labor lawyer. Ethan gestured at her roses, their crimson petals vivid against the green. "These flowers are too bright. They clash with the neighborhood's look. My dad says it's a violation." I noticed something odd, a small glass vial peeking from his pocket, quickly tucked away. My gut flagged it, but I didn't yet know why. "This is our property," Amara said, stepping forward. "My garden's within code. You're on our lawn without permission." Ethan's sneer grew. "My dad's the neighborhood association chair. We set the rules. Besides," he added, his eyes narrowing, "you people always overdo it. I'm just here to document the mess." Those words "you people" landed like a slap. Amara's jaw tightened, her sanctuary defiled. I dropped my wrench, ready to intervene, but Amara's glare held me back. She didn't need my fists. Her words were sharper. "You've crossed a line," she said, her voice low and lethal. "This is private property, and your comment is bigotry. Leave now, or I'll call the police." Ethan's confidence wavered, but he doubled down. "You'll regret this. My dad's a city councilman. He'll have this place find a hell." He stormed off, phone still recording, leaving a heavy silence. Amara turned to me, fury in her eyes. "Marcus, he's not just a brat. That violet's a dealer's mark. I've seen it in case files." My heart sank. Amara's years fighting for workers' rights had exposed her to the city's underbelly. She knew the signs. We decided to lock the gate and draft a complaint to the association, but before we could, a black SUV roared up, its tinted windows gleaming. Ethan stepped out, smirking, followed by a man in a crisp suit, his face a mask of authority. Councilman James Holt, Ethan's father, marched toward our gate, his eyes blazing. "That's her, Dad," Ethan said, pointing at Amara, his phone up again. "She threatened me and is violating the neighborhood code." Holt didn't pause, his gaze fixed on Amara, still in her garden. "You're in violation," he barked. "Remove those flowers, or I'll have the city tear them out." Amara stood tall, dirt smudged on her cheek. "You're on my property without cause," she said, her voice ice. "Show me the ordinance I'm breaking." Holt scoffed. "I don't need to show you anything. My son says you threatened him, and I'm here to enforce order." I stepped forward. "This is our land. Your son trespassed and insulted us." Holt ignored me, his focus on Amara. "Comply, or I'll make sure you lose this house." Amara's mind was a steel trap, noting every overreach. "You're abusing your position," she said. "We have permits for this garden. Want to see them?" Holt's face darkened as Ethan whispered something, his phone steady. "I don't need permits," Holt snapped. "I have authority." He grabbed Amara's arm, yanking her toward the sidewalk. She stumbled, her knee hitting the stone path, a gasp escaping her lips. I lunged forward, shouting, "Let her go!" But Ethan blocked me, grinning. "Stay out of it." Holt dragged Amara to the SUV, citing obstruction of city business. The absurdity was chilling. They drove off, Ethan filming, leaving me helpless in my own driveway. Amara was held for hours at City Hall, released with no charges. The obstruction claim was baseless. But in those hours, she pieced it together. That vial was tied to a designer drug ring, and Ethan was likely dealing, shielded by his father's influence. Our home became a command center. Amara,